Good blessed Sunday morning, February the 18th, 2024. The time being 4:22 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have those rights up under the United States Constitution to do as you please. Two of those particular rights is the First and the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution. One of them is a freedom of speech. If you know me, I do that a lot. Freedom to protest, freedom to assemble or gather, freedom to associate. As long as you are doing all these in peaceful manners, in some places you have to check the law because whether if you are a felon, you don't have the legal right to associate with other felons. But what I want to talk about today, since most people say February is Black History Month, Black History Month to me is 365 days a year, 366 every leap year. This happened to be a leap year when February has 29 days in it, which is every 4 years. But today is a blessed day to me because 132 years ago, this great man to the left is my grandfather, my dad's father, Barry B. Ivy. He was born on this day, February the 18th, 1892. He was a sharecropper in Arkansas. To the history that we have, even though this obituary said he had 14 children and 7 of them preceded him in death, we know of when he moved from Arkansas because he was a sharecropper. He grew cotton. He moved from Arkansas to Charleston, Missouri in 1923 because of the fact his cotton was being destroyed by something by the name of Bowinkle. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not. But when he moved from Arkansas, he moved with 4 daughters. My Aunt Thelma, may she rest in peace, was the youngest. Her 3 sisters before I was born had passed away. My 3 aunties, may they rest in peace. But in the middle is my biological grandmother, which is Barry Ivy is my biological grandfather. Lula Skates Ivy is my biological grandmother. For those that said I'm racist, my biological grandmother, according to my dad's only brother alive, their mother was Irish and black. You can see how some of the Ivy girls, like such as my youngest, one of my second oldest daughter, Queen Ramona, is light-skinned. And some of our family members is light-skinned. But to the right is my dad, my grandfather's second oldest son. All the 6 boys was born here in Charleston, Missouri. My grandfather, he was a very smart man. He was fearless. He only feared God. And one thing about him, he loved his children. Now, we have somebody that's trying to give our Ivy family a different birthday. But you know, if my grandmother, according to my uncle that's still alive, Irvin Ivy, and my dad, may he rest in peace, they remember when their mother passed away. Because my dad was about 13 or 14 when his mother passed away. He remembered the funeral being somewhere in 1940. The funeral being in 1940. But his brother, Irvin Ivy, remember his mother dying in December of 1939. But you would have some people that's not blood Ivy to say that my daddy's youngest brother was born in January of 1940. Now, math could be your worstest subject, but one thing you will be able to figure out with this modern technology, such as calculators and things like that, you can clearly see if a person died in December of 1939, there's no way she could have gave birth. Humanly possible, no way humanly possible she could have gave birth to a child in January of 1940. But I'm going to leave that alone. Those of y'all that's scared to speak up about your history, shame on y'all. But anyway, what I wanted to say is happy blessed 131st birthday to my grandfather, Barry B. Ivy. Barry B. Ivy, when his wife, my biological grandmother, Lula Skates, died in 1941, I believe he married my step-grandmother, which we look at her as being our grandmother, Flora Lee Ivy Scott. May she rest in peace. But I'm going to leave it at this here. To know your history is to not to repeat it. Those of you Ivies that's not strong enough to stand up for our history, just sit down and move out of the way and let the new generation do it. Rest in peace, Grandpa Barry B. Ivy. I love you. Rest in peace, my beautiful biological grandmother, Lula Skates Ivy. I love you. Rest in peace, my dad, Johnny A. Ivy. I love you. Peace be still.